We're going to now look at quartiles and then a measure called interquartile range. Well, we already did quartile, so just starting from that point. And so there's an example that I don't know if you were able to do. And again, I wouldn't expect you to do these by hand. Understand where the quartiles come from, that if you line up all the data, you can then find the first, second, and third quartiles. And again, I would expect you to do that on StatCrunch. So this is example 5. I have that data in already. And the last time I showed you what to do. And you go to Summary Stats. And in this case, the data is in example right here. There's the data we want. And then if you want it, the quartiles, Q3, Q1, and median. Well, you can do maximum. Let's not do them all. There's your Q1, the median, and I missed Q3. So you would then go ahead and also put in Q3 there, and then you have the values there. So your Q1 is 735, the Q2 is 1805, and Q3 is 4668. So in this case, using StatCrunch, Q1 is 735, Q2 or the median was equal to 1805, and then Q3 is equal to 4668. And so that's again where we are. Now that we have those information, what does it mean? Interpreted, it means again, this is 25% of the data is below or equal to 735, 50% is below or equal to 1805, and then 75% of the data is 75. These numbers are off. What did I do? Let me check. Did I write the 4668? That was it. Okay, are below that value. Okay, so that is where we were, and then we have a new value called interquartile range. And so the interquartile range, you're going to say again, there's the word for that. Interquartile range. It's called IQR, and what it is, and you just put that in there, right? So it's the inner quartile range, and the way we'll probably say is IQR. I'll say that a lot. It's what's called the middle 50%. And so what I mean by that, looking at this picture, going back to here on our notes, the distance between here and here is called IQR. That distance right there is called IQR. And to calculate it, IQR is just equal to Q3 minus Q1, right? This represents, important to understand, I always emphasize, this is the distance, right, or the spread between Q3 and Q1. So we are looking at a spread. This is a distance or a spread, right? So make sure you understand that. And so calculating is pretty simple. We already have for that value, Q3 is 4668, Q1 is 735, and so IQR is equal to 4668 minus 735. And again, I not carry my calculator with me. And so that value would be equal to, and I open my calculator, paused it real quick to do that, 468 minus 735, and you end up with 3933 is the interquartile range. 3933, that is the interquartile range. That's a measure of spread, how spread out the middle is. Okay, how spread out the data is, but the middle, how spread the middle is. And we're always kind of interested in that. Important to know right here is which measures of dispersion do we use. So we often either use standard deviation, range, and sometimes interquartile range. And again, depends on the shape of the distribution. Most of our data is symmetric, right? Symmetric meaning bell-shaped, or another word we're going to use is normal shaped. You use mean and standard deviation. If it's skewed, we use median and interquartile range.